IBM Cloud Application Performance Management recently released support for IBM's API Connect. What we do is we monitor the infrastructure of the API Connect environment, as well as monitoring the published APIs and the executions going through those APIs. Let's look at a little more detail. The API Connect environment is made up of a management server, and we can monitor that through SNMP. There's a controller, and it's got WebSphere Liberty running on it. We can monitor the operating system, the logs, the WebSphere Liberty server itself, monitor the transactions, and very granular information about that server. The collective members are where the APIs are running, and we can monitor not only the infrastructure that's running on that server, but also the APIs that are being published there. We can monitor the transactions flowing through them. We can run synthetic transactions against those APIs and give you end-to-end visibility into the business applications that support those APIs. We monitor the data power gateway, and that includes the infrastructure and the health and performance of the data power gateway, but also the transactions that are executing through that appliance. We can monitor the developer portal. Again, the operating system agent can monitor the logs as well as detailed information about the operating system, and we can monitor the Node.js server that's running on the developer portal. I think synthetics is a key element, right? We want to monitor not just the web-based applications with synthetic transactions, but we also want to monitor the APIs synthetically. So this is a picture of the key components and what agents would be executing on those server components. The components on the left are infrastructure only. On the right-hand side, it's where the APIs are running and the actual transactions are executing through those APIs. Now let's do a quick demo. What you're seeing on the screen now is the Application Performance Management interface, and I've got a business application defined for the API Connect infrastructure, and you can see the various components that make up that infrastructure. If I go on the left-hand side here, you can see the management server and the SNMP-based monitoring that's monitoring that appliance, and I can drill down for much more granular detail if I want to. You can see information about the data power appliance. Again, transactional data. You get very granular information about what's happening within this data power appliance, if there were any slow SQL transactions, MQ transactions, etc. I can monitor the Node.js instance that's running on that server and see the health and performance of the application running there, as well as WebSphere Liberty. And again, very granular information. I can drill down into detailed information about garbage collection rates, do heap dumps, compare snapshots, all sorts of different capabilities to get deep monitoring of the WebSphere infrastructure itself. And of course, each of the Linux operating systems monitoring not only the OS metrics, but the logs as well. What you see on the screen is one of the published APIs and what I'm monitoring in this environment. At the top of the screen is synthetic transactions that are occurring over time, and you can see it's been healthy all along, and I could drill into much more granular data around each transaction. The middle of the screen contains the response time data going through the HTTP server, and I could see the transaction rates as well as the response time. At the bottom is the transaction application topology, and you can see the transactional flows as things flow through the business application, through data power, through the Node.js, through WebSphere, whatever component makes up the application. And you can see a more detailed view. And then I have the ability to select one of the individual components. Let's take Node.js, for example, and either view the component health or the transactional health. And I'll look at the component health. Here you can see information like the slowest requests that are going through here, throughput, response time, and I can click on this diagnose button to go for more detail. Here you see the different request types, and I can select to see the view instance data. And I now see all the individual requests that are going through the system as well as the response time. Now things are going quite quickly, but if I was concerned about response time, I could select an individual request and drill down. And then you see a method trace, and you could see all the detailed steps, how long they took, and I could select an individual step and see the stack trace data as well as the request context. So it provides you very granular information into all the key components that make up the business application, allow you to drill down and diagnose problems within either the infrastructure of API Connect or within one of the published APIs. If you want to get more information, you can go either to the Developer Center or you can go out and look at the product documentation. The links here will take you to those locations.